I'm being serious right now. The top 1% of man, the ultra rich, those who have achieved something close to what you want to achieve. They all had really different paths to success. But listen, every one of those successful people had one thing in common. All of them. And that thing made them those fucking tons of money. That power, that respect from others. It is not rich parents or some affluent background or anything like that. No, it is a single skill, a single trait that you can develop in yourself with consistent work, and I will teach you how to acquire it. This is Shoom. The thing that I'm talking about is stress tolerance. If you think of a bit longer than usual, it gets pretty obvious. Just imagine a piece of wood and a piece of metal under a press. We put 100 kilos of force, 300 kilos, it gets to 500, to 1 ton, to 2000 kilos. After some time, if you put another 1000 kilos of those force, you will see that a piece of wood just shatters into chips. But metal doesn't even have a dent. Well, now let's say that 1 kilo is $1,000 in your bank account. Well, in this world, some people can withstand that force of money. In some people's lives, they can even get $1 million in their bank account. And if, under some circumstances, they just win a lottery or get some inheritance, they couldn't withstand that force. They will just try to waste it all. The thing that determines how rich you are, how successful you are, is the stress tolerance. The same actually works in any kind of masculine sphere. Well, while you're working out, you're doing some push-ups. Well, you get, 3 sets of 100. And the more you do, actually, you get more muscle. That means that you have more stress tolerance in advance. The same is in with business. The problems you solve, the more value you give to others, the more they're willing to pay you. And even in religion, in fasting, well, in Ramadan, in the Great Fast, you are just trying to withstand from food. And that is the same stress, but you still get that Jannah or anything like that, you get to the heaven. Well, you can see that even in the other world, you get the benefit from being stress tolerant. Well, I guess that it is enough evidence for you to start working on your stress tolerance. So let's start. The first one is to be the problem solver. Actually, you don't really feel anything when you are more stress tolerant. Like, you just can do more. Like, you get better results, but still you don't feel anything really special, any novelty. But still, there is the thing that can improve your toughnness in front of those stress. And well, it may seem that it is not working, but no, it is. You should solve problems. It can be even math problems, like I'm really serious. You train it in some way, but still, it is not really effective for the real world. Still, you can solve other people's problems, especially in some of the spheres, in some of the industries that you want to get something. If you want to start your entrepreneurial venture in some, let it be just clothing, and you solve people's problems in clothing, you are not just building experience in that industry, but you are more stress tolerant at all. So just think, just stay there for a few moments and try to extract the most out of that time. But actually, there is a harder but a way better way to get those problems that can really give you that experience. Just go out there, because usually the things that can really put you on the line and can actually teach you something that is not really that visible. Those ones are pretty hard to you to actually see in your mind, because as any person, it avoids the danger. So go out there and try to create some problems for you to solve. Well, even from changing the light bulb in your mother's house. Really, you just kinda feel a lot different about the problems that you're about to solve. Like, not at all you're feeling different, but you're just more encouraged to solve some problems because you know the price for it. and then you can transfer that courage into something more global of your life. Well, those decisions, those solvings of those problems that are life-changing for you, that can really drastically change your life. And well, that is not actually all about this. Well, you can enter this thing of problem solving and stress resistance as really different sides. And so that's why there is the second point. And it is to have a thing to humble you. Well, more frequently, it can be some kind of a hobby. Especially I want you to look at any of the martial arts, from even karate to MMA, kickboxing, just boxing, well, anything, even jiu-jitsu, anything. Because this thing is kind of the straight definition of stress, because you get punched, you get humiliated even verbally. So that thing is kind of the workout for your stress resistance. So just find kind of a coach and try to commit to it as a hobby, like not commit it full time, but just appreciate it as a hobby and do it consistently and do it on that level in which you really feel pain. Because at the point when you just don't feel anything, it is not something that can really teach you and improve your skills of toughness, of that stress, so it won't give you anything. So solve that problem. Find a coach, go to that fighting gym, and just work. Because after some time, you will look at yourself and you will look at a really different person. Because you're now not someone who would cry on something. You would be a lot more resilient. You will look really serious about what you're doing, and it will reflect on what you're actually doing with your life. So don't miss on it. Just go there and don't wait, because there is no need. Well, and the third point is actually really interested, so I'm kinda encouraged to tell you about this. So, the third point is to be with people who challenge you. This is not about some kind of, a marathon or anything like that. No, it is about the people in your inner circle, and it is about friends. Every man should have friends that can really challenge him and make him uncomfortable for his flaws, for his insecurities. Because people that just kinda support them and don't actually point out at what they are bad and what they can actually improve in themselves, well, it is not a good situation to be in. Well, yeah, you would feel a lot better, but it doesn't give you any benefits. Still, you will be that same person and you won't get any extra motivation, an extra kick in your ass to do something if you don't have such people. They truly make you work on yourself and be less emotional to those insults, which are friendly, but still those are insults, about the real world, because they make you less emotional to the insults. Though they are really friendly, but still, those are insults. They make you more resilient on the future real world challenges. And this is a really great thing to have. Usually you can spot that people, but still you should look for them. I really have one friend, and he is a fighter himself, like he fights from the age of 5. And actually, usually when we go for a walk with him, I feel insecure. Because although he's short, he can still kick the shit out of me. So at some point it makes me kinda insecure and, a bit sad. But still, if I look at any of my other friends, though I feel a lot better with them, but after that time, I feel a lot worse. But with him, I kinda get inspired. And that's actually what you get from them. You go through that wall, through that, wave of insecurity and all of that, but then you get the insight to work on yourself. And well, it is actually the example of delayed gratification. So start or continue that search even more purposely. I think you've learned this lesson. It is enough for you to go out there and start. I believe in you, love you, and see you soon. This was Shoom. Bye.